Zoey, how does it feel to be a mistress? It's great. It's exciting, isn't it? Sophia's words stunned Zoey for a moment. Her body froze and her face paled. I dropped my earpiece. When I turned around to look for it, I saw the two of you walking out of the bathroom, one after another. After saying this, Sophia took a deep breath, endured the dull pain in her heart, and smiled. Zoey watched as the not-so-harmless Sophia put back on her false face. Sophia's smile once again seemed gentle and warm. It's all right, Zoey. Remember what you did to me tonight. The day will come when you will pay a heavy price for this. Talon, you were looking for me? Here, take a look at this plan. Talon handed the blueprints in his hands to her. The preliminary design is for a new 5-star restaurant opening in Scottsdale. Zoey flipped through the drawings and asked, Scottsdale? Yes, we did the design for the client's restaurant here in Phoenix several years ago. Now he's opening another location in Scottsdale and wants us to design that one as well. I'm making you the lead on this project. You'll need to take a team to Scottsdale tomorrow to meet with him. Talon. Zoey pursed her lips, feeling a little awkward. Is this something Courtney can handle? This is, Finally, he put down the pen in his hand and asked, You worried about leaving your son? Yes. Zoey nodded honestly. I get it, Zoey, I do. After this initial meeting, you won't have to be on site. You can design and manage it from here. So, 3 days only. Does that work? That sounds great, Talon. Thanks for being so accommodating. I really appreciate it. She told him sincerely. Great! And look on the bright side. It's Scottsdale, your old stomping grounds. So you'll already know your way around. Early the next morning, a hazy layer of sunlight peeked through the window and onto Zoey's bed by the window. Zoey stared blankly out the window at the dawning sun. Suddenly, her eyes welled up with unshed tears. Blaine was finally going to get married. If not for such a cruel twist of fate, Zoey would have been Blaine's bride. Instead, she was forced to give him up and stand by while he became another woman's husband. Zoey wanted to fight for him, for them, but couldn't, and that was the cruelest twist of the knife in Zoey's heart. Zoey stretched out her arms and hugged her cold body. The phone in her pocket vibrated. It was one of the members of her design team. Hey Zoey, where are you? We're out front waiting for you in the van. We need to get going, her coworker told her. Okay, I'll be right there. Zoey took her suitcase and walked towards Max's bed. The little guy was still peacefully sleeping. She hoped his dreams were better than his current reality. Sighing, Zoey lowered her head and lightly kissed her son's soft forehead a few times. Not wanting to disturb his rest, she whispered to him softly, My sweet boy, Mommy has to leave for work, but she will think of you every minute of every day she is gone. I will be back as soon as possible. Goodbye, sweetheart. Zoey's voice was a little hoarse. 3 days for them would feel like 3 years. Not knowing what the future held, each day with Max was so precious, Zoey hated to miss even one. Her eyes wet, Zoey turned and wheeled her suitcase out of her son's hospital room. When they arrived in Scottsdale, Zoey and her team quickly checked into their hotel and headed out to work. They spent the entire day measuring the rooms in the restaurant and going over the blueprints and design schemes. When they were through for the day, the restaurant's owner, Evan Jones, invited Zoey and her team to dinner. At least Evan seemed like an okay guy. He was only a few years older than Zoey, but had already made a name for himself in the restaurant industry. Zoey, have you ever been to Scottsdale? Evan asked her warmly. Zoey smiled. I went to college here, Arizona University. Really? What a coincidence! I'm in town for a friend's wedding, and he's also a graduate of Arizona University. When he stops by, I'll introduce you. The man is so annoyingly superior, he makes all the men around him feel inferior. However, tonight is his last single night. After tomorrow, he'll be a married man, and the rest of us will have less competition. Zoey smiled and agreed. Sure. Look, here he is now. Evan rose and walked towards the door with a smile. Good to see you. How have you been, my friend? He greeted. I heard from Leo that you hadn't joined our group because you were too busy flirting with a new beauty from Phoenix. Are you going to introduce me to the woman that's making you bail on my bachelor party? Zoey almost thought that she was hallucinating when his pleasant voice rang out from the door of their private room. She turned around and saw Blaine's handsome face.
Hi, Zoey here. If you are wondering what happens next, then download the Pocket FM app and listen to the exciting episodes of Rekindled Heartache now.